welcome to ET. Now you're watching Market Fatafat with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ashish Kyal, a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today, either on the back of news flow or technicals. But before we get started with all that, Ashish, how are the markets looking like?
Well, yes, another weak day for the Indian markets. We did try to recover a tad bit, but despite that, Nifty is still down about 30 points in today's trading session, below that 24,800 mark. Nifty Bank 2 is underperforming in trade today, down 0.4%. 55,622 is Nifty Bank is currently trading. As far as individual sectors are concerned, PSU Banking Index is impacted the most. In fact, Nifty PSU Banking Index is down over 2% in trade today. We have the likes of Bank of India, which is down over 4%, followed by Central Bank, UCO Bank, Union Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, all of them declining in excess of 3.5% in today's trading session. So that's how the market setup is looking like for the day. But let's get started with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. On the technical front, we have Ashish Kyal, founder and CEO, Wave Strategy Advisors. And on the research desk, we also have Rabinder joining us on the show now. But first up, let's talk about Ambuja Cements. Now, this is on the back of a brokerage report that has come in. In fact, Motilal Oswal has come out with a report. Motilal Oswal has come out with a report where they're estimating EBITDA per ton to increase to about 906 in FY26 and 1906 by FY27 from just 768 rupees in FY25. It's a very positive brokerage report. They say they are estimating a revenue CAGR of 17%, EBITDA CAGR of 35% and PAT CAGR of about 33% over the coming few years. They also say various cost activity saving measures, including group synergy initiatives, are currently underway, but they have not yielded any benefit for the company so far. It is yet to deliver results, but they also say that their capacity target of 140 MTPA by FY28 continues to remain intact. So on the back of this brokerage report that has come in, Ambuja Cement continues to be in focus today.
That's right, Ambuja Cement in focus today. But Ashish, now coming to you, let's get a technical chart check going for Titan. It's trading around those 3,500 levels. What are the next levels to track for this one?
Titan has shown a smart move over the past few days, and we can clearly see that even today when the broader market has been under sell-off, Titan has managed to move on the upside. So the overall undertone looks to have turned on the buy on dips for Titan. We can expect upside target of around 3,600 levels over near term, and on the downside the support for the stock is at 3,450 levels.
All right, thank you, Ashish, for that view. Let's get talking about another Tata Group company. Now, shares of Trent, they are also in the spotlight today, following some key takeaways from its Investor Day meet. And the company has laid out a very Now, management has noted that formats like Zudio Beauty, they are still in early validation stages, post which a blitzscale strategy may be deployed. Now, in the star format, Trent is taking a long-term view, calling it a multi-decade opportunity with back-end tech integration already underway across the brands. Brokerages remain bullish. Nuvama maintains a buy stance with a revised target of 627 rupees. Motilal Oswal also a buy rating with a target of 6,900. Antique, it's also has a positive target of 6,646 rupees. Now, despite this Investor Day meet, positive outlook coming from there, and also the brokerage commentary, which is very positive, the stock continues to trade in red with cuts of about 1% today.
All right, so positive commentary that has come in from the management, but despite that, the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 0.5%. But let's shift focus to IT sector then. Emphasis, Rabinder, there's a brokerage report over here as well.
Well, Kotak Security has come out with a note on Emphasis, and they have maintained their reduced rating with target price of rupees 2,600. This is that the Emphasis current focus is to get the better than industry average growth, and Emphasis is developing disruptive propositions through generative AI, is managed service deals, and has upped the game in large deal through a series of measures. They say that the generative AI is an enabler of legacy modernization programs, and generative AI help is in the delivery of deals with newer clients, and the company have aspired to achieve the industry leading growth. So back of this, Emphasis is focused, and the stock is down over 1.5%.
Okay, so the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 1.5% in trade today. We need to
So let's get going then. Now, Ashish, you've picked out LIC Housing Finance for us. The stock is down about 4% today. In fact, in the past year, it has, been in the negative zone, seen a downside of over 21%. How are the charts looking like for this one?
See, the overall trend for LIC Housing Finance looks to be on the sell side. We can clearly see the stock has broken down below its support of 583, 584 as well as we speak. So the any pullback from here towards the level of 587 towards the level of 584 can be used as a selling opportunity. On the upside, maintain a stop loss of today's high, which is 604, and we can expect the stock to move towards the level of 567.
Okay, so we could see levels of 567. That's the view coming in on this counter. But let's shift focus to a metal company then, Vedanta. They've come out with their annual report and some important takeaways that have come in from Anil Agarwal, especially with respect to capex target, where they said that they've incurred a capex of about $1.5 billion in FY25. They're looking to incur capex of about $1.6 to $1.7 billion in FY26 as well. He has clearly stated that this will be for expanding their capacity in aluminium as well as zinc capacity addition for Hindustan Zinc, which is Vedanta's subsidiary. Apart from that, their focus on deleveraging continues. Remember, Vedanta Resources, which is Vedanta Limited's parent company, has been deleveraging for the last several years. They've lowered their debt by $4 billion in the last 4 years, and the focus on deleveraging continues going forward as well. They've also spoken about their demerger plans in the annual report, which is likely to take place in the next few quarters, and the demerger is likely to unlock value for all of its individual businesses. So some important commentary that has come in the annual report, and Vedanta is in focus on the back of that.
All right, Vedanta focus on the back of that annual report. But moving on now, Ashish, coming to you, Chola Finance is the stock that you've picked out for us. It's down more than 2.5% today, but if you and in fact trading near the day's low. But if you look at the trend in 2025, it has given returns of more than 30%. What is the upside on the cards now?
See, over short term, if you are looking at Chola Fin, it has failed to move above its 20 days moving average and showing some short term pressure. So I think as of now, there is a possibility the stock can move on downside towards the level of 1505 before we start seeing any kind of a reversal. So over here, I think over short term, it's better to play on the sell side. Any pullback towards 1560, 1570, use that to sell. Maintaining a stop loss of 1600 for 1505 as the target.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Chola Investment. But Geo Financial, this one is also in the spotlight on the back of some news reports that have come in. Rabinder, tell us what is the news here?
Well, as Geo Financial has acquired 7.9 crore equity shares of Geo Payment Bank from State Bank of India for an aggregate cash consideration of 105 crore, and consequent to this acquisition, Geo Payment Bank has become a wholly owned subsidiary of the company. So back of this, Geo Financial is in focus, but the Geo Financial is down 1.5%, and State Bank of India is also down approx 1%.
And Emami Lifespace, these counters are also in focus today.
That's right. These two counters are in focus. It's because Mahindra & Mahindra and its real estate arm, Mahindra Lifespace developers, they are in the spotlight after Emami, that has raised its stake in the Mahindra Lifespace, to 52.43%. Now, Emami has subscribed to 835 crore shares in a rights issue, acquiring 3.25 crore shares at a price of 257 per share. Now, hence, these two stocks are in focus. Emami is up over 1%. In fact, up nearly 1.5% at this point, but Emami Lifespace, that has been facing some pressure, down about 1.5% in trade today.
Okay, so that's the news piece surrounding Emami and Emami Finance, but let's put the spotlight on one of these counters. Emami, Kanishka was highlighting the stock is up 1.5%. Ashish, 3,084 is where the stock is currently trading. Where do you see the stock headed from here on?
Even today the stock has managed to show outperformance, trading at the higher levels of the day, and it has been forming a bullish candlestick pattern. So the overall price action is suggesting that the trend is positive. We can see the levels of 3,200 in Emami, and on the downside one can maintain a stop loss of around 3,000 levels.
All right, then that's the view coming on M&M from the technical perspective. But moving on, Tata Tech, that is also in focus. It's because Tata Tech has been selected as a strategic engineering supplier by Volvo Cars. Now, this marks a significant expansion of its long-standing relationship with the company. Now, the collaboration will focus on core areas like product engineering, vehicle system and component engineering, embedded software and PLM solutions as well. Now, these solutions will be delivered from key global hubs like key global hubs of Tata Technologies across Sweden, India, Romania and Poland. Now, despite the news, the stock, however, has been in the negative territory today, about 1.5% lower.
Okay, so that's the reason why Tata Technologies is in focus today. But Ashish and Rabinder, thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now and discussing all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. We need to slip into a very short break, but we'll be back on the other side.